All right, members of the culture. I am Ra, and you are here. We're back again. And while we're here, we're going to talk about something else. Now, you just heard me talk about our good friend, the Maximum Hulk. We just reviewed that. For those of you who have not checked that video out, it is on the channel. Very controversial, but please go check it out. We got another review coming, and even just like that Maximum Hulk that you were not expecting, we got another one coming out of nowhere that you were not expecting. And what am I talking about? Oh man, we talking about a good one here. We talking about a good one here. Boom! The Marvel Legends Gamerverse Venom. Look at that, man. Do y'all see that? Look how cool that looks. That is badass right there. Mm. From the video game Spider-Man 2 for PS5 that I do have. If you have not played that game, it was from 2023. What you doing with your life? Go out and play it. It's a fantastic game. I will not lie to you. The box art is fantastic on here. You hear me? Fan freaking tastic. I mean, that's cool. When the box looks like that, that's a good sign. That's a good sign, right? All right. So if we're here to do another Let's Talk About It, that means we got a figure to review, and if we got a figure to review, we got 5 points that we have to talk about, and those 5 points are cool, articulation, price, display, and accessories. And since you know I got 5 on it, let's get into this and let's bring him out and bam! Oh man, look at that. I didn't put him on the stand 'cause this thing's 10.5 inches tall. It's already hard enough to kind of get him into frame, to be honest with you. But there he is in all of his glory. Look at that thing, man. That thing is sick. Now, this is not the normal head that comes on. By default, he has the a regular kind of more neutral head that you saw in that package. But when I look at Venom, this is how I envision Venom right here. So as you can kind of see, he has the head with the tongue hanging out, and he's got this drool effect. Some people like it, some people don't. I like that effect. That adds to the creepy alien coolness of Venom. You know, Venom's just a cool character, one of my favorites. But this drool effect here just adds to it. Now, as you can clearly see right here, they did a good job. I mean, I guess it varies depending on which one, because I heard people say that the paint apps haven't been great in some of them. In the case of the one I have, we got here, it appears really, really good. I don't see any real smudges or mistakes that they made here. So the QC on mine appears to be fine. But if you can, I don't know if you can pick up on the camera right here. They did a great job with the sculpting. I mean, if you look at the veins, you can see it. I don't know if it picks it up, but they did an awesome job there with that. I mean, he is just everything that you want in a Venom, at least in our opinion, right? So he comes with his claw hands right here. He's also got fists, and he has these tendrils. You know, a tendril effect that you can put on right here, and that tendril effect is really, really, really awesome. I think it works really, really well. Now, this is the Gamerverse Venom, so this might be a Venom that might be more akin to a comic than, say, the ones with Tom Hardy in the movie from the Sonyverse, which they're, those are controversial movies. Everybody has their opinions of them, but as a whole, I think they're enjoyable. They're good popcorn flicks. Um, but now let's get on to back to the review here. If we're talking about cool, I don't think there's any question that Venom in this figure is cool. And this is rare that something gets awarded this, but we gave Venom 20 points in the cool factor, right? Articulation. I'm gonna show you right now. Venom, this figure, even at 10.5 inches, you can see how far back it goes. Like he is, and the paint right there, see, it's still real nice. I mean, you're talking about a monstrosity that is incredible. I mean, look at that. Arms can go all the way back, butterfly joints, 360 degrees, no issues there. That's like the double joint. Look at that. Look at that. That is crazy, right? Look at that. Articulation. I mean, he can kick. It's not an issue. I mean, going back, single joint on the knee right here. But what do you expect at 10? I don't expect him to be able to kick his own butt, honestly. To be honest with you, I don't expect that at 10 at a figure that's almost 11 inches tall. No, I don't. It's not a hot toy. Let's be honest. It's you take it for what it is. And that's no disrespect when I say that. Shout out to Hot Toys. I do like them too. But this figure, as it is ultimately it's a Marvel Legends. It's from Gamerverse, but it's a Marvel Legend. So when it comes to articulation, this thing is very well articulated. I mean, the head, because he has these traps and shoulders, his head will rotate, but only so far. Like you could get it to turn all the way around like that. Here's your proof. You saw it. It can do it. But just know that in doing that, it's because of how muscular and big this Venom is. It does not rotate the easiest, right? But that's understandable based off how they did the sculpt. But this figure is really really cool, well articulated. Articulation. I know it sounds crazy, but I will not lie to you. Articulation, it's one of the better ones. I wish if he was double jointed, we'd go up a little bit higher. But as it is, he got 15 points there. Next up is his price. Now he sits at about $59.99 unless you find him for another price elsewhere on sale or something like that, which you could, and I get that. But for what you get with this particular Venom, I think it's fair, especially when you consider Maximum Hulk, how we just talked about that. I think it's fair. Now, don't get me wrong. Could he have been a little bit less? Yeah, he could have been a little bit less, but it's not bad on his price. To be honest with you, for what you get, a big 10.5 inch figure. Let's keep it, a buck here. So he's price. He got 15 points there. Display, man. I could bring in, our good friend Mr. Maximum Hulk right here for reference, and you can kind of see how much bigger he is right here. But he displays well in there. We can also bring in Darkseid, who just happened to still be hanging out. We can bring Darkseid in for reference. So as you can clearly see, this Venom is a big, beefy character, and you have really no issues displaying him. Now, when you display him, I think he does better with those Gamerverse figures that we will see later in the year. I know those figures haven't come out. I get it. Not all of them. We're going to get some more. And I think he'll scale well with those because some people are going to tell you that, oh, he doesn't scale so well because he's so big. Venom is large, right? We're grown accustomed to seeing him large. If you go back to the Spider-Man animated series, he was so much larger when Eddie Brock had him, at least than he was as regular. I'm sorry, that's when Peter Parker had him. If you remember that animated series, he was just a lot larger, and that could have to do with the fact that Eddie Brock was a bigger guy than Peter Parker, which we understand. But it's almost like he was just massively large. Even in the Sony movies that we just referenced earlier, he appears to be in the neighborhood of about 8, 9 feet tall when you look at him, right? So Venom is a bigger character. I don't have an issue with Venom being that size. When I envision a Venom, that's the Venom that I look at. That's what I see. I want to see a big, gigantic, scary alien symbiote, which is what Venom is, folks. I'm like, period. So I get. Don't get me wrong. You're welcome to your opinion, and if you like your Venom to be smaller, then by all means, no problem there. Venom smaller for you, hey, that works. But for me and for us, when we look at what we want out of a Venom, our Venom just happens to be this size right here. So when it comes to displaying, he scored 20 points there. That gives us, last but not least, accessories. Now, when you look at the accessories, as I told you, he's got these claw hands, fist, and he has the tendril effect. He has another regular head right here, which kind of cover across those eyes, similar, but he had that saliva drool piece that goes in the mouth with that tongue. I think you absolutely hit a home run with accessories. I don't know what else you could have done. You could have maybe put some tendril effects that go in the back or something like that, but that might just be me being greedy. We as collectors sometimes we tend to do that. We want the world, right? I mean, these figures are expensive. Let's be clear on that. So it's okay for us to want the world with our figures. Have your cake and eat it too. No problem at all. But when it came to accessories, I think overall it's fair to say that we got what we paid for, and that is 20 points there. So that would, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that gives this figure a total of 90 points, one of our highest figures in period. Now you'll see a bunch of different reviews, and everybody has their own opinion, and this is just the opinions of us. So don't take this to be fact or the gospel. This is just what we thought about this particular Venom. We think this is a contender for one of the best figures of the year. Just when you consider that he's articulated well, he does go back. That's not an issue. He does bend down right here. He'll only go but so far down, but he can do this. But for Christ's sakes, he's 10.5 inches. He's looking down. It's not an issue, right? So if I'm just being honest with you, This is definitely one of the best Venoms that figures that Venom. I mean, that I think that they've made. Hasbro did a good job with this one, considering that we bash them so much for other stuff they do. But on this figure right here, I think they did a good job with it. Really and truthfully, I would recommend this if you can get him. Go out and get him now because this is a figure that I think is going to be unappreciated. Later on, people will look at it and say, "Man, that figure actually is really cool." And then it's going to go up in price or whatnot. You know, you got these other Gamerverse now. Hopefully, when they launch the new Miles, ultimately is coming, and another Spider-Man. I've seen some that will be coming down the pike. Hopefully, they'll keep them a little bit less in price than $60. To be honest with you, because that is pricey. Although I do feel it's fair in this case. I don't want them to make the $60 thing a normal thing because we've been talking about prices, right? We'll get into that more on another video. But at the end of the day, definitely get this figure. I can't recommend it enough for you. It definitely goes well in your collection, right? So, folks, until we meet gamers, please make sure. I don't let me get ahead of myself. I was so excited because it's such a cool figure. Please let us know what you think in the comment section. Do you have this figure? Do you plan on getting this figure? What are your thoughts on it? You know, based off what you've seen from us and other people. Let us know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, please remember to keep it classy. Please, 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 folks, do us a favor. Also, while you're down there, hit that like button and the subscribe button and go ahead and share this video with other people. We are members of the culture and we're always looking for more members to join that culture. So if you can help us with that, we greatly appreciate it. So, folks, until we meet again, please continue to stay collecting. Please continue to stay tuned. And above all, on behalf of us and we are Venom, please continue to stay great.